Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Weekly Games Chat. I am your host, Chris, as always joined by my co-host, Sean.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
And some guy named John.
Crap.
What are you looking for? Oh, did you forget your notes?
My notes, man.
Well, there's some tennis rackets in it.
I think I got it.
Did you seriously forget your notes?
I wrote. I don't know if they're.
You forgot the plot line to tennis?
Well, there's probably some key points you wanted. Don't look at me like I have your notes, dude.
I swear it was in my front pocket.
Did you?
Anyway, what's up, guys?
Hey,
Did you?
It's all good. I'll figure it out.
Yeah,
guys,
I can wing it. I never played this game, but I'll pretend I did.
I just want to point out that the Westworld season finale was Sunday night.
God, who cares?
And I sell this as two guys who had a tradition years ago of every Wednesday going to eat Moe's before the episode era.
For Lost, not for Westworld.
Tuesday night, as far as the crazy...
It's the worst show ever.
Tuesday night, as far as like the craziness of like what TF is happening right now.
I'll be right back. Sorry.
Westworld.
Well, we're going to need to know what you did this week, John.
I'll tell you.
All right.
Anyways.
He's going to the car.
Hopefully.
That's so funny.
Westworld hit Lost level. Like, there was a thing that happened at that end, and then there was another thing after that, and another thing.
I did hear there was a bunch of things.
Yes.
But I can't get into the... I don't know.
It's very slow moving.
I don't know why I can't get into it, but I've tried.
You're dumb.
No, I've tried probably 3 times. I still have access to somebody's HBO that they don't know I have access to.
Ooh.
So...
Did you get that HBO? His name is Sean... And you can find him at
it's a friend who gave me their login and password. And so F that show. When I watch documentaries on HBO.
They do have really good documentaries.
They're really good, yeah.
I watched that, and I've gotten caught up on The Handmaid's Tale for season 2. And if you want some depression in your life, just combo that one, like with Westworld, and you'll be fine.
It's so hard for me sometimes to recollect what I did the previous week.
So it's a sign of old age.
Sign of, I don't know. I mean, I had an amazing...
Played ESO.
I had an amazing gig I did this past weekend, which I usually don't tout those because, they're all pretty good. This one was really good. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to, go backwards in order. Kind of, is that Memento style, or did they go in like...
They just went out of order.
Just in order to get to order, out of order. Remember Memento, John?
The main thing, people would actually
Nolan.
say Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
That's the one they usually go with.
Yeah.
Because that predates even Memento.
I remember I was introduced to Memento by a friend of the show, Mike Slade.
Mm-hmm.
He was a big Memento guy. I bought it on DVD.
I've never seen it.
Really?
I didn't like the actor.
I've never seen any early Nolan.
Wow.
Yeah, we know you love Christopher Nolan because it shows your name.
I think Insomnia is one.
Yep.
Is that Pacino?
Yes, it is. And Robin Williams.
Oh, yeah, Robin Williams.
2 Academy Award winners.
What was that last Scorsese movie? The Departed?
It was after that.
No, was The Departed...
The very last one?
No, The Departed was one, right?
Yeah.
It was.
That was the one that won Best Picture.
So I got my wife to go see that one.
Yeah? Did she like it?
No. She said...
Not at all?
She wouldn't... that was very early on, and she said she's never going to believe anything that I want to go see in a movie theater.
It's like a Goodfellas remake. It's like I was
excited about it. I don't know how I just got to that, but this conversation made me think of that.
Yeah,
it's that thing.
This was old school Scorsese, so it was natural to give him an Oscar.
It was.
Died.
It felt more like a Grammys type thing, like where the Grammys.
What?
The Grammys notoriously don't recognize artists when they're actually doing their best stuff. So what they do is like they get old and all of a sudden they make something that's decent. So they're like, here you go. Here's your best of thing. John. Like for instance, the best example, Bob Dylan never once won an album of the year during his prime. He won it because
he has no talent.
They're gonna
give
the
Beatles.
They're gonna give Stallone his award.
What?
They're going to give Stallone his award.
In what universe?
When he's dead.
They'll never do that.
Speaking of which, Creed 2, the trailer.
Oh, it did drop.
Yeah, it looked good.
It looks very good.
If you haven't seen that, go see it.
On paper, that premise was so dumb.
How?
Well, I mean, it's like when you say Drago's coming back, and so you say Apollo Creed's son is fighting the son of Drago.
Yes.
On paper, that sounds dumb.
No, it doesn't. It sounds just like Cobra Kai, the show. Johnny's gonna fight
and Cobra
Daniel's
Kai.
son.
The trailers for Cobra Kai, were just dumb. The show,
dude.
The show. Wait the show. Is the best show on this is the best show this season, best new show this season.
What's funny is if the Ryan Leaf of podcasts if he would to listen to the show anymore, he'd hear me say that I can't wait to watch that show, and he'd be flipping out at his desk or in his car because he's asked me for probably a month now to watch that show.
Yeah.
Giving me his credentials for YouTube Red, wants me to watch it, claims I'm not a Karate Kid fan.
Does he now subscribe to YouTube Red?
I think he did it just for that, yeah. And it was such an amazing.
You don't even need his credentials. You just get it for free for a month,
right? Well, and I could do that too.
Yeah,
but
there's nothing else worth watching.
He loves that. He when he loves something, right, it will be driven into the ground.
Yeah.
Can we all confirm that?
I mean,
yeah, this was proven today at lunch.
We're kind of like that too.
What, food places?
Oh, well.
This is him on anything he likes.
We're kind of like that.
Take out the food.
You and I have addictive personalities, kind of.
Do you think it's on the level of if it
probably
is?
Probably not. I mean,
if it is, it can be.
I don't go looking for all the Deku seeds in Breath of the Wild.
Right now, he's playing the Dynasty Warriors, Hyrule Warriors thing. Greatest game ever
made with a 78% Metacritic score.
And that's what it is. But
this is after he played God of War, which was the greatest thing ever made. And
which
everything else.
That game sucked.
Well, we do have, speaking of Mike Slade again, he actually played his first.
Did you just change him into Slade?
Slade. Yeah, Slade.
Wow.
He played his first 4K resolution game. Horizon Zero Dawn.
That's a good one to pick.
That's a good one to pick.
Yeah.
Is he enjoying it?
He did. And in a jokingly fashion, he goes, do you want to borrow it when I'm done? Because he knows it's sitting in my house unwrapped. Or
So he's playing
wrapped.
it now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Says it's pretty. Cool. Says it's pretty good. Pretty good. So yeah. Hey, I ordered a pizza at Pizza Hut this week.
That's not the kind of thing as far as pressing news.
I prefer Pizza Hut over Papa John's.
Well,
I had Papa John's last night, and I just cannot get.
Why?
I don't like their pepperonis.
Who? Papa John's?
They're delicious.
Get bacon.
Yeah, I do get bacon.
Their bacon's fair. Bacon. How about you not be a baby and man up?
That's true.
What did I tell you about bacon?
I need to get on that.
John, what did I tell you about bacon?
That it cures cancer?
I said put it on everything.
Yes, that too.
Put
it on cancer.
Put bacon on bacon, dude. It makes everything better.
Everything?
Turkey and bacon. Arby's roast beef with bacon. Pizza with bacon.
The doctor's like...
And bacon.
Meanwhile,
ice cream and bacon.
Meanwhile,
try it.
Your doctor's over there like, it doesn't make your arteries better.
Check it.
Arteries and bacon.
I think I saw something where people crisscross and fried bacon to make it almost like a piece of bread, but bacon, and then put ice cream in the middle of it, and then you could almost have a bacon ice cream sandwich.
You know how the apple pies have that dough that crosses?
Yeah,
bacon instead of dough.
Apples and bacon. I'm in. What is this? Are you looking up for bacon?
I think you and I should consummate this relationship.
That's awesome.
But I got my notes. I found them.
So
good job.
Incidentally, as I walked out, I did a Matrix move.
Did you see?
To avoid that pile of dog crap?
I walk in.
My foot almost hit it
right there
because I was looking ahead. I look down and I go, whoa.
I walk in and I tell Chris has Penny. You guys know Penny. And I walk in and I say, Chris, there's like some fresh, like legit
that one's
turdage
that's
right
half
there.
the size of Penny.
And Chris,
that ain't Penny.
Chris is, and I'll probably be the same way too. The first thing he says is it's not mine. He's like, I'm a good resident. Mine's picked up. I was like,
I just pictured Chris going outside, reading the paper and squatting.
Because there's this sketch looking guy that was walking his dog. I know that was him. I'm telling you.
Okay.
But you don't understand the perfect placement of this turdage. You have to see it. Hopefully it still looks as fresh when
turdage.
Hopefully? You want to hopefully?
Well, yeah, because you got to see it. She's in bliss right now.
Right? She's having a moment.
Yeah. Any big news things happen?
There was the NBA draft.
Boo.
Yeah.
Did y'all see? Did anybody see Jurassic World?
No,
I didn't get to it.
I wanted to see it.
Crazy.
Did you go?
Because no, I didn't. It made a crap ton of money.
Yeah.
Did it?
Well, that's maybe not
150.
over 150 here, but it's hit 750 million worldwide.
Worldwide, baby.
So obviously they're making a new one.
Well, yeah, they've already,
they can't.
and they've said no. When they announced
Chris
this, it was a
Pratt died in
planned
this
trilogy.
Chris Pratt died in this one.
That's so not true.
That's funny.
I heard it's got, I don't know. I've heard it takes a really weird spin at the end, and
yeah, he dies just like he did in the other movie.
I don't know. They're like changing. They're kind of changing completely what the series is from what I've gotten, but it's not necessarily.
Why is reality no longer a winner?
Because reality winner, true name of a soldier, former Air Force soldier, pled guilty today to espionage.
Who's Chris Lockard?
That would be my dad.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks for telling everyone my dad's name.
No, that's your name.
Thanks for telling them that's my name.
You've already.
I asked.
I'm
you
kidding.
answered.
I know you kid.
You tricked me.
I know you kid.
So I finished. I recently finished The Punisher.
Ah.
Well, congrats.
Thanks. It was good.
Hey,
And now I'm
Netflix,
watching season
right?
2 of Jessica Jones.
One of y'all have told. I think
look
both
at
of y'all.
you.
I think both of y'all told me watch Jessica Jones.
Yeah, that first season's tight.
So I did. And
like it?
I'm like halfway through the first season, and I love it.
How you feeling about the Purple Man, or whatever his name is?
Who's the Purple Man?
The villain.
There's a villain.
God. Yeah, I love it. That's probably I mean, to be fair, I haven't watched Daredevil or Punisher,
Daredevil's tight. Punisher was good.
but I
Punisher
watched
was
Luke.
quite good.
Name the other show the Punisher was in.
Walking Dead.
There you go.
Yeah, it was.
Name another movie he was in.
That's a good question. There was something.
He's in all kind of stuff. That's the joke.
He's a good character actor.
And speaking of movies coming out, I kind of want to see that new Sicario.
They just keep turning those out.
This one's number 2.
Yeah, I think it's the second.
I thought they just like had a trailer for the third one, though.
No, that's the trailer for the second one.
Oh, maybe I'm wrong. My bad.
He's like, they just keep on, man. I tell you what. They're like the
Every 5 years, they
they're
just
like-
keep cranking them
they're the
out.
Assassin's Creed of movies. There's 2 of them.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
We're getting fact checked right now.
Oh,
on
I
IMDb.
forgot to watch the trailer today.
What trailer? The Predator?
Yeah.
Sicario.
Day of the Salado.
Okay.
Soledad.
See, look at all these. They all say Sicario. You can't prove
Did
them
you
wrong.
get your information from this?
From IMDb?
No, I mean Emily Blunt. What happened? What just happened?
He's the one who's in all of
John
them.
Krasinski's not going to be happy that
You seen the trailer for this? Benicio del Toro turns that pistol into a machine gun.
Yeah, a lot of people thought that was lame, and I thought that was pretty cool.
That was awesome.
Yeah, I did too.
Dave Salato. Okay.
This is not a well-known movie. I
one?
don't even remember if it was
Which one?
well received, but it was Tommy Lee Jones and Benicio del Toro, and I think it was The Hunted.
That was a good movie.
That was so BA.
That was a good movie.
I think it was called The Hunted.
You just reminded me of
Tommy
this movie.
Lee trained Benicio, and
God,
he kind of went rogue. And
Yeah, I know that. I know The Hunted. They were like in the woods and stuff. It was crazy.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
But you just reminded me of a movie. It's got like a Western vibe to it, and there's a killer hunting people, right? In that movie.
The Predator?
And the guy kind of looks like Benicio del Toro-ish in that movie, but it's not him. And one of the silencers that he uses in his gun, oh my, I'm going to go nuts right now.
Do it.
Because somebody has money, and he's coming to find the money. Somebody, I think, picked up money, and he's... Oh, my...
No Country for Old Men?
Yes! 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 That's the one!
It's one of my all-time.
Dude, that movie's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
I was at our friend Eric's house. And
It justifiably beat There Will Be Blood that year.
As we've shown tonight,
We have
in a
amazing-
world where The Departed is won Best Picture, that's not always the truth.
What is this?
Oh, this is the new thing. So the other big news in movies this week was that now AMC is taking it to Movie Pass. They have their own thing now.
Yeah,
That's
they're
part of
trying
their
to-
stubs program. So like you pay $20 a month and you can see 3 movies a week. But the kicker is, unlike Movie Pass, you can watch them all in the same day if you want. and you can get tickets for IMAX,
3D,
and 3D and all that, and you can reserve your seats in advance, which you can't do really that easily with MoviePass.
I still like MoviePass's option.
But see, they're about to go, and the reason why I'm thinking I'm probably leaving for this is I was reading MoviePass is doing this BS thing where they're going to start doing surge pricing for those, like Ant-Man's coming out next week, right? So you want to go see Ant-Man Friday night at your multi-movieplex, whatever they're called, Cineplex.
Theaters.
Yeah. And
movie theater, Chris.
But you get there and you use your MoviePass. See, I'm just violent now, right?
Yeah.
That's how upset this has made me this week. I'm tossing balls.
Tossing balls?
I have bottles, but yeah.
Bottles.
Tossing balls.
In my mouth. But that's funny. But apparently, like, you get there, and if you use MoviePass, they'll likely charge you $2 surge charge for the fact that you're...
It's just a surcharge.
But, like, on top of your subscription, because you're going at what they call prime time for a new release.
It's just like they make roses $100 on Valentine's Day.
Who charges you? MoviePass charges you?
Yes.
They probably have no choice.
Well, it's
and
all
I understand
choice.
I understand the frustration, but MoviePass's business model is not sustainable.
No, yeah, that's been their problem, is that they're consistently expanding and trying to do more, but...
Well, they didn't expect people to literally go to a movie every day. And so when they go to a movie every day, MoviePass owes AMC theaters or whoever the theater is that money for the ticket. And so right now it's like they're losing money.
Yeah. I think they said they lost $400 million or something like that.
Yeah.
So far this year.
I'm loving this look, Sean.
But,
This is why we have a Twitter page.
I mean, to me, when I saw what that program is, like, you know what? For $20 a month.
Look at the new Die Hard.
Exactly.
That's funny. I was like, that might be the better one because I would rather, and John knows this about me, I will gladly see a movie in IMAX when I can just because the sound in those theaters.
It doesn't have to be 3D, but you prefer
I don't
that
care
IMAX.
about that. Yeah, I love the IMAX.
Speaking of Ant-Man, are you excited? I'm kind of excited to see it. I'm ramping up a little bit of excitement.
No, I like it. I like the first Ant-Man a lot.
I like him because, like, this is one, you know, my biggest criticism is a lot of times that, like, they're really just trying to be humor movies. Like, now they're just trying to be comedies.
Yeah.
And this is the one to me that always felt natural to be the comedy, and I'm a huge Paul Rudd fan, so.
I burped and I almost just knocked myself out.
That's funny.
We all had chili today, at least.
We did.
One of us,
dear God, we've been talking for 18 minutes.
We're exerting the smells of old men.
One of us had a red weenie with his chili.
Who doesn't, you know?
This guy. And
not only that, but you layered like 6 different sauces on top of that chili and hot dog.
And I think I'm the only one who took a deuce today because of it.
Oh, I took a deuce today.
Folks, the talk of taking a deuce and red weenies means it's probably time to move on to the topic.
This is substantive.
Speaking of the new poop game, John.
Poop.
We can't wait.
Oh, man.
You guys ready to do this?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Let's do it.
Topic
time. The topic is Mario. I forgot the name of the game.
Mario Tennis Aces.
Thank you. It's this is the sequel to Rockstar Table Tennis. Wait, what? No, that's not right. It's the sequel to Virtual Tennis 2K11. Also not right.
I do love a good tennis game.
Me too.
I think this is a sequel to
You don't even know the name of the last one.
That tennis game from the Dreamcast. Yeah. This is I might struggle a little bit through this one.
Okay.
I might.
It'll be funny.
Now, explain to us all the fundamentals of tennis real quick, John.
I still don't know how to play that game. I don't know how score is kept. I don't know what
this love stuff.
I don't know what is love.
Wait. You're kidding about that.
15 love. I'm kidding about
Yeah.
that.
Did you laugh every time they said deuce?
So deuces apparently is when you're tied up.
Yep.
How about that?
Yep.
Deuce.
then you have to earn an advantage from said deuce.
And then when you earn that advantage, you didn't win. No. You have to do it again.
Yes, you do.
Again. Had a match happen. I had a match for 30 minutes one session.
Yeah.
It was not fun.
First of all, I love that you refer to John's playtime
as a session.
As a session. I do love that.
You say that. Pete Sanders is listening and he's going like, I once played Andre Agassi for 5.5 hours. So how about that, John?
I get it.
Yeah. So why don't you just calm it down?
Yeah, you're right.
Like Comet or like calm it?
No, like Comet, like the dog from Full House.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a good. Right. Who would have known that?
Who would have? Yeah.
That guy.
So Mario Tennis is a series that has had a lot of highs. No, I'm sorry. A couple of highs.
And a lot of
but a lot of misses as well. I know you were expecting lows, but I like to change it up, keep the body guessing.
Wicka DJ.
The last game was on Wii U, and I think that one really just stunk up the place.
They had a tennis game on the Wii U?
It was Mario Tennis Super Smash, I think is what it's called.
Oof.
My kid Aiden had Mario Tennis Open on the 3DS. That one did a little better critically. And he played the teetotal snot out of that game. He loved it. He loved that game.
I feel like whenever they announce one of these things, like the initial reaction from especially the Nintendo fanboys is always like, "Oh yes, I can't wait!"
Yeah.
And then
you remember what we said?
Yeah,
like, this is amazing.
My impression has always been like, okay, let's temper and wait because what you said is accurate. It's like there have been a couple that have been truly amazing, and there have been a lot of others where people are like, if you're looking for something that's tennis and has Mario, here it is.
The first one on the 64 was the pinnacle.
Yeah.
Which was like an 80, I do Metacritic scores a little too much. I apologize. But I'm just trying to give a baseline for how people thought about them. This one has, the first one on 64 had an 82 on Metacritic, and then the one that came close to that was the one released on the GameCube, which, I don't know, it hit like 77 or something.
I was going to ask you to get a little footage going. I liked that last time.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Kept my
So what's the big change that they always showed off was the new ways you can basically smash a shot over to your opponent. There's like a meter that pops up, and also a way that you can, I guess, time the defensive mechanism you want to do at the shot.
Yeah,
can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah, I can. I might as well go ahead and jump to that. Well, do you mind if I?
We forgot, guys. We're going to see Mamma Mia, right?
At the Springer?
No, the prequel hits movie that's coming out.
Is this a prequel or a sequel?
Yeah, it's a prequel.
How can it be a prequel?
It's a prequel that is a sequel. Because it tells you what it was like when What's-Her-Face went there. It shares in this trailer.
What?
When is she going to stop looking like Cher?
Probably when she dies, John.
The weirdest thing you've ever said.
That is pretty weird.
Yeah. So if I jumped ahead, let me calm it down.
I can answer your question if you insist, but I will get to it.
Because I don't want you to forget about that.
But that's a key element to what I'm.
You got some fantastic looking notes.
Do you think so? So I dived into this, and I started with the adventure mode. So the game,
it's like the single player, right?
Yeah, it's the first phase of the There's two single player modes. So the adventure mode is basically a story. Mm-hmm. You play as Mario, you traverse a world, and as all Mario, if you think about it, all Mario games have a silly premise to begin with. But what we got is Wario and Waluigi, and Waluigi gets some screen time in this game. He gets some love.
A lot of fans
flipping
want
time.
They're still mad he wasn't announced in Smash, dude. So
I liked all those memes.
Yeah. They steal a tennis racket.
Of course,
an ancient sacred tennis racket.
Mm-hmm.
It was an ancient sacred.
No, I'm with you.
Was it Pete Sampras?
Just get it out. I want to know, John.
I'm trying to get it out.
You know what? You are.
What?
What?
And so, so in order for, I don't know, I mean, this is going to be, in order for Mario to save the day or whatever, he's got to traverse the world in search of the 5 Power Stones. Yes, it sounds a lot like Avengers Infinity War. So he's got to collect these stones. in order to I don't know, come up with the power to
wear the glove.
Is he getting a glove for his tennis racket?
To wield the racket? Like,
well, not really. Nothing like that. He just gets these stones.
If he sits there and does this and then they disappear, whoa.
Oh, I hope that's what happens. I've got
10 out of 10.
I've gotten 3 of the power stones, but it's very linear.
Is it the mind stone that you got?
You can deviate off the path to play certain challenges. But every world, there's 5 worlds, 5 power stones, and the worlds so far have been relatively short.
That's what I've heard.
But basically, each level so far has consisted of a tennis match, a couple of challenges where you have to get, for example, the first main challenge is you have this lineup of piranha plants that shoot tennis balls at you, and you have to return fire and hit the piranha plants, which accumulates a score, and you have to reach a certain score within a certain time limit. And so there's a lot of games. Some can call them mini games, but mini games kind of imply simplicity or ease. To me, and it could be because this is one of my first tennis games for Mario Tennis. None of these. I don't think any of these matches, maybe 1 or 2, but none of these matches I've gotten on the first try.
Oh.
So there's a match that you would probably play in a world, a couple of challenges, and then a boss match. Which the boss match you have to hit. It's kind of the traditional Mario archetype where you hit it 3 times.
Yeah,
in a time limit, and most of aside from the tennis match in the world, most of these activities are based on a time limit.
Gotcha.
And if you, for example, if you don't return the ball in certain games, you get kind of like 3 strikes you're out rule. So you either run out of time, you get 3 strikes or you're out, or you win the game.
So far, I'm noticing in this match, it seems to be all about being able to charge up your shots.
Yeah, I remember playing, I think, the 64 version where they have a charge mechanism where if you're not charging your shots, you're going to probably get smoked.
Yeah, you're going to get rocked. Yeah. You got to learn how to do that really quickly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you notice from the footage, and I'll get to this in a second, you see yellow streaks, purple streaks, blue streaks.
Yeah, type of shot, I'm guessing,
there's a different type of shot. So, the adventure mode...
Question.
Yeah.
Is it more of... This is a very serious question here. This might determine if I guess which. Are the outfits more like how...
What?
Like Bowser is here, where it's just Bowser? Or is it more like Luigi, where he's got his own little tennis spin going on here? Because, I just want that awesome, cool tennis gear.
Dude,
that's why
Waluigi in this footage looks really cool. He looks like a tennis
I'll definitely get to that. But to answer, I'll go ahead and answer that one quickly.
Yeah,
Bowser. I mean, hey, what are you going to put on Bowser?
A headband and some tennis shoes.
If he had a headband or a visor, I'd be happy.
I haven't noticed anything about Bowser, and I haven't noticed anything about Donkey Kong. But for the most part, for the most part, everybody else is decked out in some sort of tennis gear.
Because Waluigi looks awesome right now.
How's Donkey Kong not have like an Andre Agassi, like classic, or no, Bjorn York or whatever his name is?
Who the hell is Bjorn York?
I don't know. So
adventure mode is a very limited story. I doubt it's going to take much longer to beat it.
Yeah, I've heard that's like a criticism.
It's got one-on-one matches, boss battles, and challenges. Excuse me.
I don't see why that would be a criticism. Most of them have time limit.
It's not. I think the criticism is the fact that, and I've never played these games, but I think one of the main criticism is it's kind of a missed opportunity to give the game more of an RPG type single player match, kind of like Golf Story or something like that.
Yeah, but
I think that would have given people.
I think
this basically is this single player campaign is for the most part teaching me how to play the game.
Sure.
It's giving me tips and tricks along the way. It starts with a tutorial, and I'm learning things as I go. I'm getting better as a player. It's not just a tutorial. but it serves as
John,
that. Well,
you're not the only person we know that would play the story mode, okay?
Right.
I'd play the story mode.
No, Jeff Sanders is going to play the story mode before he does anything else.
Oh, yeah.
But, I mean, like, I think
I typically would, but I couldn't allow myself to do that this time.
I think the big criticism for me, like, when I hear this is, like, you think of the fact if you don't want to play people online and you don't have someone else around you, there's very limited variety of what you can do. And then, like, you take the actual main single player mode, as you said, it's like there's not a lot of depth there. Like, take something like Mario Kart, which, sure, there's not oodles and oodles of variety. You know, it's always just racing. But, like, there is
50cc to 100cc in that.
Yeah, and there's how many different circuits you can go through.
Well,
and then
I think there's something like that in this,
remember,
right?
I said at the beginning there's two single player.
Sure. I mean, there's
modes.
there's not a story, of course, in that, but to be fair, like, versus, I don't know, the thing that happens with a lot of these games is that, you know, it's really, they understand that the long-term play for it is the online, so they just don't put a lot there.
And I can understand the point of it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, so that's the adventure mode. If you're still kicking it solo, you have
like Han?
You have tournament mode.
Boo.
And in tournament mode,
I was wondering how long it would take.
Tournament mode, you can go in and basically
that's what I think this guy's doing.
Play against the computer. And like, you know, like Mario Kart, you can set it on difficulty levels. They have different cups where you're traversing and playing different people, so you get a choice.
That's what I traditionally would do.
It's like a mushroom, flower, and so
right.
it's got the basic setup of a.
Oh no!
Of
no, we're good.
of a Grand Prix, but they don't. Particularly in the last couple of Mario Kart iterations, if you win a Grand Prix, whatever you do when you finish a Grand Prix, you get customizations, you get
cars,
wheels,
exactly,
you know, stuff like that. So far,
there's a reason
game,
to do it.
So far in this game, there's no legitimate customizations. There's no variations to your costumes, things like that. I'll get to it. I mean, they do a little bit of it, but there's like you have to do some things to get them. So,
but it's not on the level of like Kart.
Not at all.
Or even like Smash.
Or just in general.
That I know of, and not at all. I'm pretty certain that just because I don't know per se, that they're not. So, okay. In order to get the customizations, they've announced customizations and new characters, but in order to get them, you have to sign up for their monthly tournaments, their online tournaments. It's easy. You just go in.
But do you have to actually participate in a match or just sign up for them?
Yeah, but you participate in one match and you get the stuff. You know,
even win or lose.
For example, they already had a customization for Mario if you signed up for the demo, meaning that currently in the game Mario has his tennis gear, but if you signed up for the demo and played in the tournament, you get his regular outfit, his plumber outfit.
Gotcha.
I got you.
So they're building up on that, and this will allude to a point in the future where I hope, where it's like there's a huge opportunity for this game in the future. So. Mm-hmm. So tournament mode, you can do online tournament mode, which pretty much sets you up with different folks in the online community, and you just play tournament style. And I did it a couple of times. I think I got the first time I got wiped out. The second time I made it to the second round. There's clearly people jumping. People have a head start on this for real, and you can tell people have been playing this since the demo launched. I got rocked by a guy named King Chris several times.
I'm sorry I rocked you.
I finally got with somebody I could hang with, and it started to be fun again. So that's good. I didn't have any problems with connecting with people online. There was no delay. It was pretty quick, even for my internet speed. I will say that one of our online friends on the Switch popped up on the game. Mm-hmm. When you go in to play online, you can say find an opponent, or below that you have your list of friends
that are online.
But his online was not showing up in my game, and I could not figure out why. I troubleshot, I restarted. It could be the fact that he might have got on and just immediately got out. So who knows? I went back into the main menu of
Did you ask the person?
No.
Yeah. That would make too much sense.
Am I missing something, guys?
Just a joke. Yeah. Did you ask him where he went? Was he on text?
Yeah, you could have just gone.
Next time you invite him to lunch, I'll ask him. So, I don't know where.
He's like local like that?
Yeah, you know him. I think you know him.
His initials are GS.
BH.
Oh.
Pretty sure it's BH. Looked like it.
Oh, is it?
He looked at this.
It looked like it. So it said.
Okay, I got you.
It said B. But anyway, I couldn't figure out how to make that work. I don't get it. Whatever. I don't know. Maybe it was my internet was
probably
running
not.
slow.
It was. Well, you're a smart guy.
Oh, BH.
Sure thing, man. So
yeah.
So in the free play, there's single console play. There's local play. There's an online play. Then there's the swing mode, which is the ability for you to use the Joy-Cons.
So like classic Wii.
Yeah.
Oh.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Didn't go near it.
Really? You didn't even try it?
But motion controls are the way of the future, John.
Dude, it's like they're HD rumbly and stuff.
I don't know if you know this. When you hold the rumble and you pour it like it's a glass,
you feel the ice.
You can feel that there are not one, not two, not three, but 4 distinct ice cubes in your cup.
It's amazing.
So
those are some good notes. That's some good paper.
So you have the choice of going solo, or going doubles.
Can you rock doubles? Can you rock doubles?
I will one of these days finish the sentence.
Can you rock doubles?
I haven't tried that.
Doublet.
Because nobody has the game.
That's not true.
Well,
BH has the game.
I asked
GS has the game.
Yep, I asked a certain person last night if they wanted to get on, but Fortnite became the game of the evening, so never heard anything.
You can say friend of the show, Jeff.
That's fine. I'm not calling him out.
I just did for you. You hear that, Jeff? I called you out.
I ain't calling him out. I messaged him last night.
I'm not scared of you.
I messaged him last night and I said, just wanted you to know I'm on. This is no requirement or obligation.
Did you say it all like that?
Yeah.
That's probably why you stayed on Fortnite.
Why wouldn't
you should have gone on your PlayStation, gone into his chat with Mike Slade, and just said, "Get the hell out of this thing."
Now I got to read. Why'd you
do that?
For effect.
Oh, okay. He ripped his notes, and now he's holding 2 sheets of paper.
He's what you call dramatic.
So here we go. So
I got to take a picture of this for the.
Most importantly, now that we've gotten all that crap out of the way, maybe I can talk about the mechanics. So I'm going to do that.
I'm sure that's what everyone dreams of.
This is rivaling last week's topic by yourself.
It's nowhere near
Dude,
it.
It's amazing.
Nowhere near it.
Trust me.
No.
It's amazing.
Tap. So the mechanics. So let's start with the character roster. So the character roster, there's 16 players, 16 characters, ranging from Mario.
Is Yoshi in the game?
Sorry.
Yoshi, the princesses, Daisy and Peach, the Toads,
Rosalina?
Mr. and Mrs. Toad. Rosalina's in it.
She's my fave. Just one.
And one of the ghosts, I guess they're called Boos. Chain Chomp.
Boos.
Yeah. Chain Chomp is actually in it. And then Mario, Luigi, Yoshi, Donkey Kong, Bowser, the basics. So there's 16 players.
Diddy Kong in there?
He will be added in later.
What about, what's Bowser Jr.'s name?
He's in there.
Jr.
Yeah, Bowser Jr.'s in there. Yeah.
See what I did there?
He's definitely in there. And so this, I'm kind of down on the single player content, but there's no question that mechanically this game is flippin' sound. It's phenomenal. It's a solid. It's from playing it. It's almost like it's a hybrid between. It's almost like you're playing tennis from a Smash Bros. Point of view. It's like the hybrid between a sports game and a fighting game.
It's an NBA jam of tennis.
Yeah, that's a great way of putting it. So you're watching people hit it back and forth. Yeah. So there is. Jeez, I would go home. So obviously,
we're going to Chipotle.
Like all tennis games, there's a top spin serve. Mm-hmm. Not just serve, but a return. There's slices. God, those slices mess me up.
Yeah, you gotta.
You want to rock me? Just hit me with nothing but slices.
Noted.
And then there's lobs where you can just basically hit it to where it hits, right over the fence, which often also throws me off.
Are there aces?
I want the audience to know perfectly well that as far as this game goes, I suck.
That doesn't surprise
comparatively.
me.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand the mechanics overall, but this is going to take a tremendous amount of time to master for me.
We pick it up day one. We're gods.
It could be my old man reaction time. I don't know what it is.
You bring that up.
Can you get aces?
Yeah.
This is important.
Yeah, you can get aces.
Aces is a term used to meaning that you're pretty good. So that's what it means.
It means you fooled your opponent or hit it in a perfectly timed or perfectly
aces
area.
Generally on a serve where you hit it straight down the line.
Not straight down the line. An ace can be anywhere in the box. An ace is a non-return by your opponent.
Yeah, on the serve.
On the serve.
So is there like a mechanic that like if you perfected...
Oh, so you want to cheat. He wants to know if you can cheat.
No, I want to know if it's realistic to tennis in that sense or if it's like, no, just return it.
If this is realistic to tennis, no.
Okay.
Not really. And I know what aces means. I was referring to the fact
John,
that it's a double entendre.
It's okay.
Hey, John, you're doing great. I mean that. Like legit. If the people out there in podcast world, or they're nodding their heads right now, they agree.
Are they?
You're top notch. And that crease.
I just want to imagine Mike Slade as computer just doing this. No.
I need a picture, John. Make it happen.
Take the picture then. I'm standing here.
I don't want credentials and stuff.
Oh.
We're good? All right. Let's get that picture. This is outstanding. That will be on Twitter.
All right. So
tomorrow.
Or
today.
So there's a couple of highlights to the mechanics here. Something called a zone shot. And the zone shot is kind of what they highlighted in the trailers, the thing that they really pushed kind of the market this game. There's this move that I should say... Oh, let me go back to the characters real quick. Like Mario Kart, each character has certain
characteristics,
types of play styles. Gotcha. There's Mario and Luigi, which are the all-around, best all-around type.
I'm going to guess that Donkey and Bowser are more Smash players,
They're offensive style play.
Yeah.
There is Toad and Toadette, which are they have a lot of speed. They typically
the balls.
They don't have as much. I guess they don't really have as much power, but they typically
you know what dink means.
You almost made me say that. They typically can get to a ball quicker than the average player.
Gotcha.
Rosalina and Boo are what they call trickster players, who can really. It seems to me I've played.
Can curve the ball.
They can slice the ball like crazy. Whenever I'm playing online against Rosalina or that stupid ghost, I know I'm pretty much toast because I've not figured out how to really hit that. And so, so we know one of Newton's laws of motion, equal and opposite reaction for every
apples and stuff, trees.
So the idea with this
John knows science.
that I haven't mastered is the art of understanding what strike is coming at you and returning it with like the opposite,
right,
to kind of counter that serve.
So that element actually exists.
That element does exist in the game. So somebody slicing at you, you can slice back. It kind of wobbles back at you. So you have to really counter with a real hard what they call it. Let me check my notes.
So like saying like if someone's smashing hard to you in the corner and they're on the other side of the thing, it probably might be the best thing in the world to do a backhand.
Right.
That slices down the line.
It really is common sense in tennis games. You should pick that up pretty fast.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Make them run.
Just saying.
That's all you gotta do, John.
So as far as the kind of the advanced moves, there's the let's start with the trick shot. The trick shot is operated. I think there's two ways to operate it on the controller. I use the right thumbstick. So when you find that a ball has been returned and it's going towards the opposite side of the court where you're not, you can do a trick shot where you kind of do a flip move, and it kind of happens in Matrix slow motion where you speed over to the other side of the court and are able to return it. Now, when you do a trick shot, that falls directly into your zone shots, because on the corner of the screen you see a circle that has a meter that goes from red, yellow to green. And once you get into the yellow, and really good shots, really good return shots help build that meter. And particularly if you do a trick shot, that builds the meter even faster.
Okay.
So what you're trying to do in the match is you're trying to get your meter up to a place where you can utilize the meter to help in your advantage. So when you are Luigi stare, good move. Mm-hmm. So when you find that your opponent is hurling some speed at you, you can get some advantage if you take that meter and you can go, I forget what they call it, but you can basically slow down time in order to.
That's the move.
That's called bullet time, John.
That's the move I was asking about.
Right? Yeah, when you can, it's part of it. When you find the ball returned at a speed, you can kind of slow it down. You're basically going faster, but from mechanically you're slowing down. You're slowing the ball down so you can get to it. It's like the Flash.
Down.
He runs and everything else slows down.
Yeah.
I got you, moron. I got you. You're adorable. You're adorable.
It's hearing you saying, I think, what every collective listener is going to know what you're saying, and it's kind of hilarious to hear you say it. I don't know why. I'm sorry I laughed. It's no disrespect to your coverage of this game.
It's nothing top notch. It's nothing but disrespect. I feel it.
Dr. Disrespect.
But anyway,
where's your wig?
And
man?
when you use that meter, when you slow down time or do whatever you need to do, you drain the meter. And so you have to build it back up.
Yeah.
But
how many times during a match do you typically find yourself using that, building it up?
It's a challenge for me because
you're an amazing tennis god.
It's difficult. It's difficult to get those shots when you get those shots feeling good and returned, and getting shots good enough to build the meter. Oftentimes, I'm just returning the ball and the meter doesn't go up, or it goes up very minuscule. So the second phase of utilizing this meter is sometimes when the ball is returned to you, you'll find a star on the court.
Yeah.
I don't know if you might have seen it.
I saw a lot of it, yeah.
So in theory, you run up to the...
There you go. You can use that hand. I've got you. Keep talking.
I promise I'll put it down. So the meter...
I was like trying to do that the best way I could. I was like, I'm really trying to look at this, John. But keep going. My bad.
The meter with the star on the defensive shot.
So you can get in. You can run up to the star, stand in the star, and if you stand in the star and you return it, your shot is much stronger and much more powerful. So you you build up your meter that way, or you can go to the star and you can slow down time. When you slow down, you go into that zone shot. So when you go into the zone shot, you jump up in the air, it goes into slow motion, you go into a first-person perspective, and you're able to aim a reticule into the spot of the opposite side of the court where you want it to go.
And is that return lethal? Is it almost impossible for them to hit it back?
You can return it, but you gotta. It's all about timing. You have, when somebody uses that shot against you, you have 3 opportunities. The third one makes you lose the match. It's like a TKO. Where if you return it at the wrong time or have bad timing, you'll come one step closer to breaking your racket.
Oh, gotcha.
So if you do it the third time,
I remember that. Yeah,
it's like it's like basically like a TKO in a boxing.
Because if your racket breaks, that's it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what the points are either. If your racket breaks, you lose. So
sucks.
You do that 3 times and you fail to return it. If you return it properly, it's called a block. So you can, it's almost like, from my perspective, when you have to wait for the ball to come right on you, and then you return it, and then you're good. But it helps to slow down time when somebody's doing that to you. Anyway, it's really hard to explain. Anyway, you get the meter all the way up to the max, and that's when you can do your special move zone shot, which basically means it's virtually unreturnable.
Okay, so that's like your smash. Your super smash?
You can point it directly at the opponent,
and they can't do nothing.
Not that I've seen. I could be wrong about that. It's very rare.
That you're wrong.
It knocks them. It knocks them out of the court, and it says KO. Doesn't matter if doesn't matter if prior to that you're getting skunked. If you knock them out, they're toast and you win the match. You can turn that feature off. In fact, you can turn all the special moves off in a game, and you can just play regular tennis. So the games and what you can and can't do are very customizable in the match. You can go into the match and say, I want to do this, but I don't want to do this. I want to do a zone shot, but not a trick shot. You can do anything you want. You can invert the game. You can make your character left-handed instead of right-handed. So the game is versatile in that way. So the online and the mechanics of playing the game, tap natch. Yeah, it's fundamentally. I want to go home right now because I love the feeling of hitting that ball just right.
I bet you do.
Yeah. So
does it have? You mentioned it's got a rumble. So does that feel good? Did you mention it had a rumble, or did I just imagine that you said that?
I was thinking to myself today if it rumbled when I thwacked the ball. I don't know.
Is that what you call it?
It's a comic book thing. Thwack. I don't know.
Sure it is.
See, Chris,
I don't know.
Is.
That's funny.
all I know is it feels good.
It feels good.
And that could be because of a rumble feature that I just frankly haven't been paying attention to. Maybe it happens. I don't know.
Well, will you follow up with me on that?
Yeah.
Screw the rest of these people listening. I just want to. I want to personally know.
I'll follow up with you on that. So the combat, I like to call it the combat. I mean, it's really in depth. There's a sophistication to it. It's not. I mean, it's not. I mean, you have to master it. And some people, I get it. Some people are just naturally going to be good at this. I've played online with people that are obviously naturally good at this.
My tennis.
Me, it's taken a little bit of work.
My tennis game. Video gameage started way back in Super Tennis. And that was one of those games where you would just go back and forth, and you had to learn when to do a lob shot, when to do a top spin, when to do a slice, when to do a drop.
It's a battle.
Yeah, it's almost like a moving chess match, and I like it. So I'll be able to pick this game right up and really just take it to you, so I'm not worried about it. Wait, what happened?
I believe you, man. I do. So, yeah, it's... You
want to go pick it up after the show? Let's do this.
That's funny.
So, yeah, I mean, it's really, as far as a competitive game, it's fantastic. If this was, so I'll close with the cons. The adventure mode, meh. It's fun. Don't get me wrong, but there's just. You just look at it and go, "Wow, they could have." With
there's really nothing there too, right?
With Golf Story out there, and there's something else that came out recently that had that kind of mode. They just could have done something with this, and I'm thinking that the developers of this game simply aren't done with it. I think they released an unfinished game. I bet you. I mean, they've said more content's coming. I'd love for them to come up with a really robust adventure mode or a single player game. I think that'd be really good.
I'm trying to think of previous Nintendo sports titles that I played that are very, fun like this one with modes like that. One of my favorite was Super Mario Baseball. That was a fun one. It had little modes where you'd have like a wall of targets to hit. You'd have to basically hit the balls into the target. It was fun. I just don't. That you may want more from an adventure mode. I just want to be able to go through the cups like you mentioned and kind of just unlock and get better. And
well, the single player mode in Mario Kart, I love it because it gives me incentive to keep coming back.
Yeah,
it gives me customizations. It gives me gifts at the end of every match.
And this just doesn't.
Doesn't do that. At least it doesn't do that yet. And so the cons mainly, and these are big cons to me. It's not a robust story mode and customizations. Or a missed opportunity. You can't. Changing your outfit for God's sake.
Yeah.
No. Duh.
Well, it sounds like you're saying with the adventure,
changing your tennis racket. Speaking of that, in the adventure mode, you level up, but I don't know why.
It's like from what you're saying, you don't get anything out of adventure mode.
Not that maybe if I finish the game, maybe it rewards me. I don't know. But I do know. Over the course of the adventure mode, you do activities that give you extra rackets, and those rackets they kind of treat the story mode like your lives. So if you break a racket because of a boss fight you're in, for example, you still have maybe another racket to use.
Gotcha.
But the experience points that you gain, I really don't know why they're so important. And in an online match, you get points based on how well you did. Even if you lose, you get points. Don't really know why. Don't know why you get them. I don't know why you get them. But anyway,
there's
aside from all
wikis.
that, it's a beautiful game. The controls are tight. It's got the classic Nintendo charm. It's got versatile gameplay, and the mechanics are just really deep and smart. So,
did you like the course selection, or the court selection, I should say? I noticed online watching just now there was a bunch of cool looking spots that you play tennis in.
A lot of the courts are gorgeous. They're all gorgeous, but some of them are annoying.
With the one with the pole in the middle, or the people running across.
Geez, the pole in the middle. I can never figure out why I got. Sometimes I'd hit the pole and I was out, and sometimes the opponent would hit the pole and point scored. I couldn't really figure out how that worked and what that was all about.
Well, before you can hit the pole, John, you have to learn how to hit the pole right, because if someone's hitting your pole wrong, it doesn't go well.
True that. That's true. But there's one haunted mansion one where if you hit the ball back and it goes through a mirror, it's almost like the Portal thing. If it hits a mirror, there's two mirrors going like this back and forth on the fence. So if you hit it into a mirror, the opponent doesn't even have to hit it back because it comes back to you. And then there's one where there's piranha plants in the middle, and if you hit it just right, a piranha plant will eat the tennis ball and then spit it back at the opponent. Bloop. So it's just, I don't know. Some of it breaks the rhythm of the tennis match to me, but overall, the game's flipping gorgeous. Colorful, bright, classic Nintendo.
How many Richards would you get?
7.5.
Okay.
I think the score IGN gave is perfectly fair. I might be being generous. That's not to say it's not worth $60, because it totally is. It's fun. The game is very fun. It's just a little bare bones on the single player side. And that's too bad.
I'm glad they put Death Stare Luigi in this game.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that is getting me excited as I make the art for this. Well, cool.
I wasn't expecting you to give me Richard so fast.
He just like. So, John, how many Richards would you get? 7.5.
Yeah. Wasn't ready for that for that length yet.
You can't just put that on the chest like that. Wait, what?
Necklace time.
Well, cool.
Yeah. This is a title I want to pick up. I want to play it.
You're taking your Switch with you next week, aren't you?
Yeah, probably.
Well,
you could buy your own Switch back.
I could, but I just spent $200 and some on video games today. Well, in pre-ordering.
What did you pre-order?
I pre-ordered Assassin's Creed.
Why today?
Because why not? Just so it's on there.
If you got the money.
Yeah. Well, you're really not spending the money right now because it's just pre-ordered on Amazon.
Oh, I thought with Amazon you had to pay up front.
No, you don't. No, not until it ships, buddy. Yeah. Fallout 76, Assassin's Creed, Shadow of the Tomb Raider. What else was there? Man. This is...
It's not Red Dead because you couldn't pre-order.
Yeah, that was the one thing I could not pre-order was Red Dead. But
and Sean, I think it's because they're getting out of Assassin's Creed way.
That's funny.
Red Dead. They're going to push it to December to avoid Assassin's Creed.
Just Cause would be pissed.
Wake up,
that's
Sean.
Another one I ordered.
You don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah. You're talking about games Chris has pre-ordered and the release date for Red Dead.
That's right.
Then why don't you answer me?
And that's the big thing. I had to spend $99.96 on NBA 2K. And just go ahead and get that edition now.
Who's that guy on the cover?
That's the greatest of all time.
That's not the greatest of all time.
It looks says, nothing like Jerry West.
It says literally GOAT right there.
Doesn't matter.
It says it. See? It says it on there. Obviously, you don't own an NBA franchise game, so shut up and stuff.
Xbox?
I'll go back a few years when they were showing the GOAT edition for Michael Jackson.
I used to play on Xbox, and then I kind of begrudgingly went over. But now that it's like, I have an Xbox One X, and I don't really play that game with anyone. I play
you have a what?
Xbox One XXX Scorpio edition. this version of this game apparently comes, and the reason why I got it, with 3,000 extra teraflops for the Xbox One X. So it's an upgrade. You know, it's worth it. You guys want to do some news?
I mean, I guess, man.
Thanks for checking the heck out.
No, I was engaged.
No, I mean, like right now, you're just like, yeah, I guess I'm done. You're yawning.
I'm like,
I need to go take a nap.
Should I ask you for a Red Bull?
All right.
I will say this, that I drank coffee today. Right.
Good job. You're a big boy now.
Well, when I drink coffee in the morning, I really crash in the afternoon.
Gotcha.
Like hardcore.
Well, what you do is you keep drinking it.
It's just like turbo fuel.
Go to Sean, the other Sean that's down in your area, and just watch him. He'll teach you.
Does he drink?
Oh yeah, he loves coffee.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do the news. Yeah.
Hot off the press and straight to your ears. Weekly Games Chat presents the news.
News. We're not even waiting for John to come back from
John, can you
pee.
hit a news for us? John!
They won't hear it.
John, can you hit a news? John?
John?
John, are you there?
I feel like I should wait for him because I know he probably wants to say something on this.
Well, by the time you read it, he'll be back.
I don't know. I could read it. I mean, like, he didn't even give a really descriptive headline for this. He just put, finally!
That's all we need. You just read it how it's there. Just read it how it's there.
All right. Well, after 14 years and 34 games, Telltale Games is moving on from its Telltale Tool engine. They're moving on to the Unity engine. That's, I can't remember who owns Unity. Maybe it's Ubisoft? I can't remember. According to Variety, The Walking Dead, the final season, will be the last game to use this engine. The first game to use the new engine will be Telltale's Stranger Things project. Season 2 of Wolf Among Us and Game of Thrones have been delayed, and it's speculated this was the reason. Regardless, it's good that Telltale is making the change.
Yeah, the Wolf Among Us, wasn't that the PlayStation VR game? No. That was Werewolves Within or something.
Yeah.
Completely
You're
the wrong.
dumb.
I'm stupid. And
the doors
Chris says that you'd have something to say about this one, so I want to hear what you have to say, John.
It's just fine to say.
Yeah, what I just did was everything, and your reaction was everything that I wanted. So.
Well, I'm just going to go ahead and be predictable. First of all, my hair looks amazing.
There's a little something about it. Je ne sais quoi.
You're a little something about it.
Je ne sais quoi.
But no, I've been complaining. Chris knows this. He's been listening to it for a decade. I've been complaining about the mechanics of Telltale Games forever.
How many games have you played from them?
All I got to play was the first one, and it sucked.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
I say the first one. The first one was technically way back with Jurassic Park and Back to the Future.
Yeah. I actually liked it for Borderlands.
But it's amazing that Telltale Games has gotten away with doing what it does for the past decade.
You and your obsession with these people getting away with things that make them money.
How dare they get away with great narrative?
Audience? Yes, you asked me. You asked me.
I did. So then I have a chance to respond.
And would we say obsession?
We can give you a platform.
Because almost everybody that is successful in doing something that you don't see fit, you have an obsession with making sure you make it known to the world that you have an obsession with it.
He's got a point.
Tell me more.
His name is Hideo Kojima. There's that. God, I'm drawing a freaking blank right now.
Okay,
of course,
Naughty
I'm crumbling.
Dog. How's that? Naughty Dog.
I was
is that good?
Druckmann.
Yeah, you do hate some Neil Druckmann. That is true.
We'll just stop it there.
Yeah, we'll just go there. There's too many.
Because for two reasons. One, we don't want to go there with you right now. Because it'll turn violent.
You could teeter off.
They don't know how you really are.
We could tell them.
And two, we both did kind of stove up on recalling the things you have problems with.
I was just like, wait, what? Huh?
But there are things, and they know.
No, you guys don't have problems with anything because
I do.
You're dead
have
inside.
Problems.
What?
You're dead inside.
What?
Dead inside?
I bet I cry at things more than you do. I bet I cried yesterday watching a movie.
So you don't think you're dead inside?
Nope.
Good. I'm not obsessed. Move on.
Ooh,
finally.
He's obsessed.
Smoked. Got it.
MPD. Sony's PlayStation 4 has once again topped hardware sales. Remains the best-selling console for 2018. Nintendo Switch with the Red and Neo Joy-Con was the best-selling SKU. May of 2018 was the highest-selling month for hardware since 2018 or 2011. I'm guessing
really
that
are just off the chain.
I'm guessing that means it's the highest-selling May since 2011 is what that meant, right? Right? No,
he meant
that can't be right.
Since 2011,
that cannot be right because just the highest-selling every year, month-wise, is always.
You want to say
it's always November and December.
You want to think that, but the news says,
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Sam.
That doesn't sound.
You don't have to obsess over it.
State of Decay. I just want to be accurate. Here are the best-selling games. Number 1, State of Decay 2, 2 God of War, 3 Detroit Become Human, 4 Far Cry 5, 5 Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, 6 Grand Theft Auto 5, 7 Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition, 8 was Rainbow Six Siege. That's got to be comeback game of all time. 9 Mario Kart 8, and then 10 is NBA 2K18. I think like when I looked at the list now for this year, number 1 is still Far Cry 5, and number 2 is now God of War. And then for the roving 12 months, it's still like Call of Duty number 1 or whatever.
I will say that I've been hearing good things about that Donkey Kong Country.
People like them donkeys.
I don't know. I saw a really good score on something about it the other day. And if I had more, I'd give it to you. But I don't. So that's all I got.
I think the expansion to Rabbids, which stars Donkey Kong, dropped today, which is Tuesday.
June 26th. Yesterday, John. That's how that works. John's checking out. He's
now John's pulling a Sean. Just going away.
Oh, no. What's wrong, Johnny Bear?
We're good, man.
We got just a few more newses.
I just don't want to come off as obsessed.
Oh my! Let it go, God! Like Frozen, man.
Elsa, how can I, bro? How can I?
Exactly, you
obsessed. Can't. I'm obsessed.
Let it go.
Triggered.
Let it go.
Bethesda suing Warner Brothers.
What?
Bethesda is suing Westworld game developer Behavior Interactive and publisher Warner Brothers, claiming that the former stole its design, artwork, and coding and used them in the mobile app. Specifically, the suit claims that Behavior Interactive stole assets from Fallout Shelter, which Behavior helped to develop. Bethesda's lawsuit alleges breach of contract, while Warner Brothers is being sued for inducement to breach of contract. The main point is that the two games have very similar gameplay experience. I could see that because I saw like.
What's the game by?
It's Westworld, and it's basically like building the park. It's building like that, and as you see the levels, I was like, oh, it's a Fallout Shelter. And now reading all this, you're like, oh, yeah, that's the kind of thing that you can win.
Do we feel like we're going to see more of this type of litigation? With you stole this and you
kind of the
see it all the time.
Thing?
I mean, but we've reported on it a little bit more, and I'm wondering.
Yeah, I mean, it's always out there, and I don't blame him on that. Like reading this, because
but it's similar to the Epic thing because it's a studio that helped with the development of Fallout Shelter.
Yeah,
and they decided to take those assets and make their own game with it.
Yep. You said assets.
They're like, why should we rebuild this when we can just reskin it? Mm-hmm. And you're not allowed to do that usually.
Don't bet.
John Roberts is up there like, yeah,
I'm betting. I do want to bet.
Why don't you come at me, bro? Harvard Law. What you doing? Hellblade sells 1 million after arriving on Xbox One back in April. Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice has now sold 1 million copies. The game originally released on PS4 and PC last year. Ninja Theory announced that the game has already become profitable after hitting just 500,000 downloads back in November. Just this month, the indie dev was acquired by Microsoft. Looks like an investment that surely will pay off for the company. Good for them.
That is, what was it? What was the strategy? No physical copies.
Yes.
Cutting costs for that.
They worked.
It's amazing that they managed to sell 500,000 in order to make a profit.
What was it? They said they worked on basically whatever they could get their hands on that wasn't theirs, just to help assist development for about 5 years to get $10 million saved up along, like, and that's just separate. That's just for the game, like, on top of being able to pay their bills and know they were going to have enough to go make this game. And that they banked if they made it, it would get attention.
That's called strategic planning.
Strategery.
Strategery.
EA on loot boxes. EA has stated that it wants the economy to be, quote, fair in its game. This is the reason why loot boxes have been done away with. EA Chief Design Officer Patrick Soderlund explained why the company has changed its thinking on loot boxes. Quote, for us, we have come together after the learnings of what happened last year. Okay. Weird. We've put together a framework on how we believe a large service should function, and it's something we applied across the whole company, across all products. You have to look at it from the perspective of what's fair. Fair is the number one thing. When you buy a product from us, you should get the full value for the money you spend. Now, I didn't even read this till now, and I already have a bone to pick with it because I know it's not true. Because it might be true for things like Battlefield, right? And all that. That's going to go on the front. It's not going to be true with Madden, and it's not going to be true with FIFA. And I don't know if NHL has this. I'm banking they do.
So you're talking about like the packs that you open?
I'm talking about Ultimate Team. There's no way that all of a sudden those have been removed.
But isn't that kind of different?
No, it's not. It is the same thing. You were buying in specifically what people do. Like, there are streamers that literally go out on the day of release and they spend $5,000 and buy all the packs they can until they just happen to get a 90-something player on there. And it's a race to see who can get the highest ranked team.
But you're only playing against other people who have Madden Ultimate Teams or FIFA Ultimate Teams.
Yes, and that's where
and mutts.
So if you're you.
But in Battlefield and Battlefront, those were applying to things everybody could play you against.
Sure, but they know that their biggest modes are mutt and FUT. That's fine to say that, right?
It is. And that's why I think it's kind of different. I see your bone.
Yeah.
But
no, like
it's different, bro.
I'm saying they're acting like they're giving it up. They're like, no. They're giving up where they were caught. They're not giving it up. They're doing, just like 2K. 2K, I could tell you this right now with NBA 2K this winter. They got chewed out a lot for grinding people. They might tweak a few things, but they still going to do everything they can to get as much money out of you, because when it comes to sports games and these kinds of modes, this is where they make their money.
You're right on sports games, but like I said, I think the biggest difference is, and it's because you can only play each other in those modes on the money you spend, and the other games that they have, it's different.
Well, I think
it's like oil and vinegar. Okay,
I will go. We'll both get Madden
because they don't mix.
Yeah.
Until we'll both shake it up. Really.
How about this?
Like this.
We'll both go get Madden, and we'll both start Ultimate Teams, right? And you won't spend any money, and I'll take $10,000 of your DJ money.
He's just trying to get you to play Madden again.
That is true.
Or
shoot, we can go do foot. I'll even toss that lifeline.
Right.
And I will go spend $10,000 of your DJ money. You won't spend any. And we'll see how you feel when you're doing seasons and you're trying to progress, because that's where you get the majority of your coins from.
I understand that.
Yeah.
I'm conceding that point to you. You're absolutely right.
I mean, that's the point that people are going with.
But you have the choice in the Ultimate Team fantasy world. They needed to get away with it in Battlefront and what's the other one called?
Well, they could argue.
Field.
But they could argue to you that, well,
that one with that lady.
Before.
Yeah.
That one with that lady on it.
The ladies are in war, but they weren't supposed to be in war.
Yeah, that lady thing.
Yeah, but they could argue the same thing that with Battlefield. They could have came back and said, like, well, we have a single player mode.
Or the Ultimate Battlefield mode, the butt.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad they got rid of all that.
The butt mode.
Well, I got to tell you, I mean, I have a bone to pick. I mean,
Harmony?
Are you certain that they're going to keep that stuff in place for the sports games?
I will look at it when we get to August here, which is pretty soon. Guys. I'm willing to bank on it, and if I'm wrong, I'll apologize. But I have seen nothing that has indicated those modes are going away. And the reason why they like them is because, again, it gets people spending
Let me ask you this, Chris.
money.
Do you think loot
it's
box
designed to do that?
Do you think game packs are another fancy way of saying loot box?
Yes.
So you believe that?
Yeah.
I don't.
But they are. It's an algorithm.
It might be.
It's the same thing.
We got algorithm on this show. I'm excited.
It's no different. It is basically saying, hey,
RNG.
if you're buying this kind of pack, you have this kind of probability to get this level of card versus this level of card. It's no different than when I go into Overwatch and I say, look, we're doing this special event, and if you spend money, you can buy these crates that will guarantee you that you at least get this kind of card, but you'll have the percentages to get these kinds of things too. It doesn't change. It's just that one is a pack that looks like this, and one is a box. That's the only difference.
My thing with this is completely, I don't know, it's completely the other way. I think EA is responding because they got bullied into submission about loot boxes.
I agree.
And now they're just going to abandon loot boxes. And I think that's fundamentally a mistake because I'm the president of a Fortune 500 company. I know what I'm talking about. The fact that when push comes to shove, they are completely cutting off a potential source of revenue.
Sure.
I think making a commitment like that you're never going to go back to loot boxes. It's not loot boxes. It's the way you implemented the loot boxes. You can make them cosmetic or you can make them fair, to say the least. Backing away from loot boxes, I think fundamentally was just
it's dumb.
It wasn't smart. It's like,
I think it's reactive.
Yeah, very. Thank you. I mean, it's very reactive.
I think
I'm on
see
it
that
today,
way.
bro.
I'll say this.
Yeah,
I think
very good.
Their problem.
I'm just blown away.
As far as what they did, I mean, it's not that loot boxes have been bad. It was that they came in and they kind of reached this apex, and they happened to be the apex, right? They were
apex. That's all I'm saying.
That's where they got to, where everyone was like, "Okay, man, how far is this going to go? How much am I going to have to keep giving you just to play something I want to play?" That was where we got to with Battlefront, and there are a bunch of people that do not play Battlefield and they do not play things like Call of Duty, but they play Battlefront because it's Star Wars. So that's why I think it also hit so big. But I'm not surprised. We had this correction before, because if you remember early in the Xbox 360 era, there was all these microtransactions that were just so dumb and pointless. Like, you could just tell they were kind of like, what's like, for the best thing was back when Elder Scrolls Oblivion first came out, there was horse armor in the game, and they're like, well, what does it do for you? Literally nothing, but it costs $3, and if you want horse armor on there, you could pay Bethesda and they would give it to you. And there was a lot of those little things, like, people were going like, this should just be in the game. Like, it's not anything that's adding an advantage. And you're like, that's where people have a problem. It's like, look, when I played Final Fantasy X for hundreds of hours, I didn't have to pay for all this additional, like, cosmetic things.
I think now we're turning it to a whole different thing, because, like, even today, if you play Final Fantasy online, wow, you can go buy a $25 mount that does nothing for you but look cool.
But that's a different thing.
How?
Because you
know
what
you're getting.
That's an MMO.
But you brought in the fact that, like, Morrowind, you could buy horse armor.
Correct.
Who cares? You have the choice to either buy that armor or not.
Yeah, I think it was one of those things, though. It was the start in what I'm trying to say. Like, there was a point where before you would play sports games. Hold on here.
I got you.
Let me put this up. You play sports games and you could have alternate uniforms and alternate stadiums, right? Mm-hmm. Old school stadiums. They were charging for that. And
I don't remember that.
Yeah, because it died real quick because everyone
I don't remember that at all. Ever.
I mean, like,
I've been playing sports games forever, and I don't remember that.
Because you play a lot of Madden, huh?
I did back in the day.
I can't tell when I played you.
Do you mean the last time we played I beat you?
Well, after 30 tries, I figured
you can
might
say that all you want to.
Look, everyone hits one hole in one in their life. That was yours. Congrats.
And I won the tournament.
There wasn't no tournament.
You don't know that.
A tournament.
It was a tournament for me.
But yeah, I'm saying, like, there's a correction that always happens. I think it's happening. They're lucky with things like Foot and Mut, because I think people don't really realize. For one, it's a contained entity. People know what they're getting. I'm just saying, to me, when I read this, it kind of comes off disingenuous when I look at their big picture. I'm like, your biggest earner is FIFA. There's no question about that. You're not cutting off that revenue stream, and I'm calling you out on that.
Hey, I mean, if I'm EA,
yeah,
I mean, I would probably hate my fan base, and I can understand why.
They can't win for lose, John.
They have a fan base?
Sure.
Losing.
Oh, yeah.
I'm joking.
Losing. They can't win for losing.
God, gamers suck, don't they?
They about everything.
It's kind of like those people who just complain about Telltale and Hideo Kojima.
Yeah.
For no reason. Fortnite. If you are a Fortnite fan that loves PlayStation 4, there's apparently a PlayStation 4 bundle heading your way. Included in the package is a special Royal Bomber skin seen in the image below. And I apparently didn't get that.
We're going to put that image somewhere.
The image is somewhere. It's below.
Maybe.
As well as 500 V-Bucks. This was an Italian PlayStation Facebook post, so there is no way to know for certain if this is coming to the United States. In our news, the announcement that Fortnite is considering putting a cap on building has left Fortnite fans worried and divided. Building is a unique feature to Fortnite and brings to the genre... wait, sorry, let me reread that. Building is a unique feature Fortnite brings to the genre, and fans aren't taking the news too well. We shall now see how Epic follows through on the response.
These last two, and even this third one, was just amazing.
It's a little much, John.
It's 3 news stories.
I know, right?
More stuff about fans being unhappy about things.
PUBG backlash. The fan base is not happy.
What?
Recently, the PUBG Corp revealed PUBG would get its first event pass this Friday on PC and new map that's coming out. The pass will be a timed event in which players can earn limited edition customization items. This pass will cost you $10 on social media and Reddit. Fans have complained of greedy business practices and failing to deliver on improved experiences. According to Reddit user Ford117, quote, PUBG has made over $730 million, yet it's still not optimized. Cheaters are rampant. Crates are locked behind keys. Even after charging $30 for the game, they now introduce a $9.99 event pass. In response, PUBG has announced it will release 2 additional free items as part of the Sandhawk event pass. Quote, many of you seem pretty excited about the 17 permanent exclusive cosmetic items included with the event pass, including the full jailbird set, escapee set, prison guard uniforms, and beach set. But we've also heard from many of you that you'd like the chance to earn more permanent items, even if you aren't paying for the event pass. We want the event to feel fun and meaningful for all of our players, so we're introducing 2 new items that you can permanently unlock for free. You'll be able to unlock these items by completing the event pass missions regardless of whether you pay for the pass. With all that said, PUBG remains successful with 50 million units sold, 400 million registered players, and 87 million players daily.
That's a lot of players.
I don't think this is going to be a big thing, but I don't know, because it's always possible. I feel like, I don't know. I'm like, I don't know what they want them to do because there's like so much. I mean, they have to see what the model is for them, right? You're looking over at Fortnite and you do see all that money on the table, and now it's like, sure, yeah, they've made $730 million. Unless they want to sell advertising within their game, you go, what happens when the new sales start to go down, right?
Yeah, so you definitely can see why, but you can also see the players' points. It's like you made a choice that Fortnite didn't make. You chose to charge us $30 for the game.
That's true.
You asked what's going to happen?
That's 3 years. That is 3 years. That's 3 seasons worth of Fortnite.
Yeah, that's fair.
But you know what's going to happen is they're going to have $30 million in their pockets and go, well, thanks, guys. It was fun.
Well, I mean, the big thing I saw is like, I read that and I go, okay, and then I go and I look at Steam charts and it's still the number 1 game on there by a mile on it.
Because
at any point, like when you're looking, so you're like,
the majority is the quiet majority of people.
Exactly. They're playing. This is definitely loudness to me. I definitely could see them. What they should do is just maybe have kind of like what Fortnite does, where you have that base tier progression, or like you could do something like that.
Where you're going to unlock things no matter what.
It's slow. Yeah. It's not the most uber rewarding, and then kind of make the $10 thing, the season thing, kind of like, hey, here are unique items that you can pay for and you'll get more benefits out of it.
More bang for your buck.
Look, I definitely would like them to do away with the loot boxes at this point, because honestly, you get so many repeat items in there, and it's like only...
How do you know? When do you play Fortnite? I mean, when do you play PUBG?
I played a good bit.
I don't know, you know, I see where they're coming from, but I think I'm with you. I don't agree with that Reddit user.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
How'd that feel to say, I agree with you?
You spend $60 on any given game.
Sure.
They still charge you for a season pass.
Exactly.
I mean, come on. You spent $30 on a game that you've played hundreds of hours on.
Yes.
Technically, you owe them $30 more for a game that's clearly probably worth $60.
That's a fair point to make.
So, I mean,
but it's not optimized.
That's a fair criticism to make. Like, that's the kind of thing they should. I mean, that's the one I would say.
Cheaters are rampant, dude.
Yes. The two big things I would say they need to work on are kicking out all these players in China that are consistently cheating. Which they seem to be trying to do everything they can. Like, people I don't think understand, like, Fortnite doesn't have that problem on the consoles. You know, it's definitely there when it comes to PC, because it's there for pretty much every ecosystem.
Ninja still works everybody.
That he does.
See, John, Ninja is.
John snuck in while I was talking about this to correct a headline.
Why do you got to say that?
Because I have to
be a pro and just go with it behind
every single thing, whenever I screw up a name or whatever, it's going to get called out.
I call you out on it, not John.
Well,
John
you should. Then you apologize for him.
Wait, what? I'm sorry to somebody, and I don't know why.
I'm sorry. Nintendo exploring more partnerships. Nintendo of America President Reggie Fils-Aimé has stated that they are having a range of conversations in entertainment sphere, akin to the Illumination partnership and the Universal Studio theme park partnership. Nintendo will be revealing those new partnerships when the time is right. Quote, "We see ourselves as making worldwide consumers smile through our intellectual property." He cited mobile license relationships, Universal Studios, etc., and the video game space. With Nintendo's popularity on the rise after the release of the Switch, folks are chomping at the bit to get a licensing deal with Nintendo. John's looking at Funko.
I'm also on that bandwagon.
He said I'm, so I had
to,
I took the singular.
Yeah, I was saying, but I was adding on
yeah. Makes sense. Money to me. If there's one thing I know, if Nintendo can find a way to make some money on things that are not games directly, they'll do it. That's been my...
Should you say that one or that one? Which one's going to be the finally?
I mean, I go in the order he gives me.
Yeah, but you see how the other one would fit since you just did that?
No. That's got to be the finally. That's the big one.
Okay.
New HoloLens. Microsoft is reportedly working on a new HoloLens with better field of view for release next year, if you're rich. A patent was spotted that implies Microsoft is looking into a wider field of view for the next HoloLens. The company is rumored to be doubling the view with the next version. Double it.
Double it.
Keep in mind, however, there are no plans to bring HoloLens or virtual reality to consoles, according to a recent statement from Phil Spencer.
Because the HoloLens, I think, I don't know why, but I feel like it's going to be the one that becomes like what you see in movies. Like, it's the thing people can wear all the time.
It's the Minority Report.
Yeah. And that's the one I think that could be the future.
I thought that was Kinect.
Oh, they don't bring that word up. But
I didn't even know HoloLens came out. And you say, if you're rich, how much is HoloLens?
Like 3 Gs.
Yeah, I can't remember. Like, it's out there in the sense of
3 Gs.
Let's put it this way: you don't go to a store and buy it.
No.
You get a dev kit version of it. That's what it is. It's not to a point of consumerism, but it is. It's out there in the sense where, kind of like how Oculus was for a number of years, where Skype, you could buy a dev kit.
You can talk to Skype. You can be on Skype, and I'm going to say Skype one more time and use it.
Skippity Skype.
Just because I said it like 4 times in a row and didn't make a point.
Skype. I'm sure regardless they'll continue to put Minecraft on the thing because...
How cool is that?
Yeah, it is pretty cool to see.
It's so awesome. I don't know why it's not coming out. I really want one. If you remember back in the day, that was the one I was most excited about.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Hey, speaking of Minecraft.
Or back in the day?
Finally this week. Finally this week. Minecraft crossplay. Nintendo and Microsoft released a trailer that focuses on crossplay between Nintendo Switch and Xbox One. And PlayStation is still a no-show. Womp womp. The trailer features two players.
We know now in mainstream media you're not supposed to use that phrase.
Womp womp.
Womp womp.
Well, depends what you're talking about, John. The trailer features two players on one holding a Joy-Con, the other, of course, holding an Xbox One controller. Both players can be seen working together. Not only is this ad rare for Nintendo, but rare for the industry at large. The video ends with a shot across the bow of Sony saying, create together, explore together, survive together, better together. That's a good Jack Johnson song.
I mean, it's all right.
Jeff is not liking you because he loves that song.
Banana Pancakes is better.
Ooh. Sitting, waiting, wishing? Is that the one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're good.
Yeah.
Banana Pancakes.
Whether intended or not, the ad plays as a backhanded slap at the leading console. It's intended, I would say.
I think it's intended, and also, if you're on our Twitter feed, I definitely send it over there for you guys to take a look at, or you can just Google it. It's a good little ad.
It is. Very clean.
Very nice, very clean, very professional.
Very clean.
Colorful.
Equal opportunity.
Xbox is green, Nintendo's red.
Yep.
Wonder why they
Where's the blue?
I don't know.
Oh, wait. It doesn't exist here. Yeah.
Is that it? That's that lackluster finish?
No. I mean, this makes sense, and they should do this. And if I was, Phil,
Spencer?
because Phil's been the champion of this, right? Like pretty much since he got installed. He's like, look, I want people to be able to play the games. He did that interview with Giant Bomb during E3 where he literally says, I know people don't believe this and say it would be different from year number one, but I really just want people to be able to play where they are. I think if you're Reggie, you take a meeting. I mean, they obviously meet all the time when it comes to Minecraft because they have to. But if you're them, it's in your best interest. Like, if you obviously there's not tons and tons of games that are they're online and on both Nintendo current console and Xbox's current console, and that might be a problem in the future for certain things. But if there's an opportunity to do it, and say that's going to be your standard. Like, we don't care if you want to play with PC. Like, if Hollow Knight were to add all of a sudden a co-op mode, do it. When Overcooked 2 comes out, do it. Because, I mean, I'm like looking like no one...
Do it.
Yeah, do it. Do it. Just do it. But no, I keep looking at this and going like, both of you guys can get out in front and you can look like the big men in the room and you make Sony.
Reggie's a big guy.
Yeah, he is. But you make the giant Sony, right, look like they're the ones who are out of touch. You make them look evil. You make them the EA of the conversation. Sorry EA, but that's the way everyone sees you. So why not? No one has anything to lose on that between that partnership as far as I'm concerned, because you're never going to have a scenario. It's not like Nintendo needs to worry about like something like you're going to buy your Mario Kart on your Xbox and then choose to play it there instead of Switch, because that's just not there. And to me, that's obviously when you're Nintendo, that's the thing you hold most dear is that you do have these exclusives. So for everything else, if your competitor is offering to basically say, I don't care if you don't care, and the developers say we can do it, then do it. Do it.
Speaking of doing it,
right? And doing it well. Hey. Remember how
where were you raised?
I was raised down in Queens.
She was raised down in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
John doesn't know the song, so that makes it even better. See, John, LL Cool J is...
Yeah,
he rocked the bell.
He's that guy from Deep Blue Sea.
He did.
He did.
He was a chef, and the shark tried
John,
to eat him.
For just cool points, do you know what the LL and Cool J stand for?
No.
Don't say it. Hey, don't say it. Let's start a Google trend.
Everyone go and find out. You guys ready to wrap this up?
Never.
Yeah, just to be safe.
Ooh, boo.
Boo. Email!
Electronic mail for the future.
Say something, John.
Mail.
I knew it. I know you, Johnny Bear.
I guess I should actually get to the part where they're housed, huh? I was there, and then I think I closed it. But if you want to write in your thoughts, opinions, hate mail towards John, I don't care. You can do so by writing it to weeklygameschat@gmail.com.
Yeah.
That's weeklygameschat@gmail.com, just like JJ Master did, a.k.a. Jaden from Seattle. He says, hello, Weekly Games Chat crew.
Hey, what's up, Jaden?
Say hello, John.
Hey. How you doing?
If you could only play one game for the rest of your life, what would it be? To clarify, you can watch other people play video games, Twitch streamers and YouTubers, but whenever you turn on a gaming console, it will always be the game of your choice. Regardless of what disc or cartridge you put into your system, it will always be said game, and that game will always be on your screen. The upside is you could play the game of your choice on any console. This includes mobile games. I would personally choose either Skyrim or Witcher 3 Game On.
Game On, and we had this question before, and I believe at that time I answered Super Mario World.
Ooh.
Which Chris, he quickly said, ooh, I'm surprised you didn't say World of Warcraft. So with that, it would be World of Warcraft.
There you go. What if I told you it was World of Warcraft, but you weren't getting any more updates?
There's still a lot to do.
There is.
I'm back to Mario World, though.
There you go. You know what? Today I'm going to say, take your pick of an NBA 2K.
Could you, just play it on.
You could, if you want to do the right thing and send me the new one for each year, and I'm just playing always NBA 2K, that's fine by me.
That's dope.
Otherwise, I'll just, whenever this crash happens, if it's like right now, I guess it's NBA 2K18. That's what I'll play for the rest of my life. Because I could make Chris Love play 30 years in the NBA, and then he could come back as a power forward, and then he could come back as a shooting guard. Then I could finally lead the Wizards properly to their championship destiny.
Hey, they're never going to win.
Yeah. Hey, we got the Capitals. We're not getting the Wizards.
So you like hockey?
I do. I don't know if you noticed. It's my number 2 sport behind the NBA. Number 3 is college football.
What do you got, John, for your favorite game that you play forever?
Vampire.
That's funny.
That's so funny.
That's funny.
Here's to be honest, I've given this a lot of thought.
Metroid?
I've answered that. And I think, obviously the answer in general has been Super Metroid. Mm-hmm. But I don't want to be I don't want to have a game that I have to play for the rest of my life where 2 years, let's be honest, in 2 years
you've done everything.
You flipping hate the game you used to love. So I'd just play a game I hate. Because if you're on a desert island or something with the only game in the world,
just say Skyrim.
I'm going to die hating Super Metroid.
Just say Skyrim.
Skyrim is a good pick
because you've never played it.
There's a lot.
Yeah, you could.
John, a lot.
My buddy Marky explored that game for literally 6 years and still had not seen everything.
John.
Yeah.
A lot. Speaking of a lot, Daniel writes in and says, hey guys.
Hey.
What's up, Daniel?
I'm going to camp for 2 months. See, that's a lot to take in for someone. And might have trouble writing and listening for the next 2 months.
No. Boo.
You better tell them to get some cell phone towers. So he could download it.
Yeah, it's implied, Chris.
Okay, good. Bethesda destroyed E3 this year. ES Blades, ES6, Fallout 76, Wolfenstein, Youngblood, Wolfenstein Cyber Pilot, aka Wolf VR, Prey VR, Prey DLC, and Doom Eternal. Big hockey fan, so F. U. Richards. Been that way since I was a tiny person.
Also known
as a baby. Yeah. Rangers for life. Hey, Wizards for life. Got past Curse Rotten Greatwood and have a +3 Claymore, but don't know what to do next. Need help. Please help me.
What is he talking about?
I believe he's talking about
got past Curse Rotted Greatwood and have a +3 Fire Claymore.
I believe he might be talking about some Dark Souls.
Oh God, yeah. I think you might be right.
I think that's right. I'm probably wrong, and Daniel has to wait 2 months now to tell us, and we're like, what is he talking about?
He's like pulling his hair out. He's like, that's not what I mean.
In September, I'm probably going to get a PS4 with VR.
Yeah,
and a bunch of games. Cough, cough, Bloodborne. Maybe he is talking about something else. I don't know. You guys are the best.
You're better.
Game on.
Game on.
Yes. The puppy is now 15 weeks old and pissed on my bed 4 times this week. Gotta tighten that up, Daniel. Gotta tighten that up.
It's called a puppy pad, isn't it?
It's called the backhand to the face repeatedly.
Oh, it's not called peanut butter on your...
What up, PETA people?
Oh, okay, how you doing? Hello.
Finally, we got Aaron.
You gotta say it for us to say.
I said Aaron.
No, you gotta say the next thing.
Hey, Aaron here.
Hey, Aaron.
Guys, you should do another top 10 games of the generation episode. Ooh, Sean, still didn't spell that right, got screwed on the last one. Plus, there's been so many great games since. Breath of the Wild is definitely more deserving than Witcher 3 Game On. Dang.
Yeah, and Breath of the Wild sucks, but it's still better than Witcher 3. I do that for John because he honestly believes I hate Breath of the Wild.
Hey, look at me.
Do you believe it too?
I'll take you
Will
Firehouse subs and buy you whatever you want if you just put Witcher 3 at number 1 again. I'd do that for you.
I didn't put it on number 1 the first time.
Hey.
Did
I? You helped me get there.
I did?
You did. And I really appreciate it.
Son of a nutcracker.
Hey, I will get... I
didn't know you'd played with
I don't know where...
I haven't.
Look.
So I don't know what he's talking about.
You had it, that was how we got to number 1. Because I had number 1.
And I did something.
I think you were like, look, I've looked at this game, I want to play it, or something like that, and you put it like in number 3 on your list or something. Or maybe it was Overwatch. It was like one that...
I would never put Witcher 3 on any list.
Let's go to the episode.
Because F that game.
Go to the clip.
Yeah, the clip right here.
Roll the tape.
Oh.
But I don't know. Sean, I would literally, if you sell out for Witcher 3, I'll find Hoovermouth for you.
Whoa.
And no one knows.
Whoa.
No one knows what that means.
Whoa. That is amazing. And I'm in.
It's a family-friendly show.
It is.
Yep. Sean.
Yeah.
People can write to us at Weekly Games Chat on Twitter.
Yeah. We actually
had some folks do that.
I get excited because we did have a direct message. Also,
you gotta be careful.
Why?
If you get excited, it could explode.
This is true. Also known as a DM, John.
Yes.
And it's also from Twitter handle
Richard message
at JJMaster1822.
Ooh, hey, we just had that.
We know that guy. He says this week's topic should be Mario Tennis Aces.
Good call.
It looks really fun, and I'm thinking about buying it. I would be interested to hear what you guys think about it. And then 6 hours later, he said, or Hollow Knight.
Hey, guess what?
We may make your dreams come true. I said, tune in. I said to him, well, tune in and you shall see, good sir. Ha 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 ha. You might be.
You know what? You know what? You know what? Here, Sean, I'll say this right now. Because we know JJ is Jaden. Well, Jaden, you know what? Next week's America's birthday. You know how we're going to celebrate America's birthday? By taking a little knight who's finally ended up on Switch and giving him an episode. But I'm playing it on PC. So tune in next week.
America.
There you go. So every now and then we can make a dream come true, right?
The World Cup is going on, and one of our listeners at ScottScal1701
does he work for the developer that's making
I'm just gonna say he's
What's
not
that
happy.
Game?
He was he probably has a reason.
Did Iran win yesterday, by the way?
No, they're out.
Good.
What? Because wars and stuff.
Yeah.
But he said, come on, hashtag
America.
Nigeria. Nigeria did not win their game today. It was an epic game. Lionel Messi actually got him a W. Sorry about that. At Scott Scowl 1701, I'm going to go ahead and like your post though, because you mentioned World Cup stuff, and because World Cup is the greatest thing ever. We've got some new followers, I believe. We do. So this is going to be awesome. At Charles_ha42. Following you back. Thank you for the follow. At Revoid. Thank you for the follow. Following you back. And at Ty Jetson. Thank you for the follow. Following you back. And it's pretty cool because you got some PSN and Xbox tags out there. And if it's on your Twitter, that means I can say it. And we may follow you and play you one day. Probably not. I just say things.
Breaking news.
That's all I got. Thank you so much for your interaction on the Twitter. Like Chris said, you can find us on Twitter at Weekly Games Chat.
Breaking news. It's not the NHL, but in the NBA.
Yeah, I saw
Austin
that.
Rivers has been traded for Mark.
Fun fact, Chris. Mm-hmm. That's not what's trending on Twitter.
You're saying Gortat wasn't the top NBA player that people wanted to know about?
No. When I clicked on it, what was trending was...
That Magic Johnson is going to step down if he misses.
Oh, it's not
the
trending
Lakers
anymore.
Miss out on free agents the next 2
There was
summers.
somebody in baseball for the Diamondbacks, I believe, played the game with poo-poo in his pants.
With the poo-poo?
Yeah. I think the number one trending thing right now, though, actually is that the Secret Service will provide temporary security for Miss Sanders. So we don't talk about that kind of stuff, but if you are on the Twitter, that's what's going on.
They're just like, I got something to say, but I have to listen to Weekly Games Chat first.
And with that,
thank you, Auntie Maxine.
This has been episode 159.
It's always 159.
It was 158 last week.
Anecdotally.
I could literally show you the list.
Anecdotal. What was the other word John used to always say?
Dichotomy.
Yeah.
Dichotomy.
They say that on TV a lot,
They do.
I watch TV.
Fox News and whatnot.
He's like...
Thanks, man.
You're being like Leonardo DiCaprio in Catch Me If You Can, where he's just saying words. He's like,
hurry up, I'm going to miss Hannity.
At least you're honest about it.
That was a joke.
That's funny. Anyways.
The time and everything.
Does he realize we're going to a 2-hour dinner after this?
I do now.
Yep.
Where are we going?
Well, first we're going to iTunes and other podcast services, because if you want if you want a new episode of Weekly Games Chat every Wednesday, you can subscribe to us on your podcast service of choice,
cool, man.
And you will get a new episode promised by John. And if
Why
it doesn't,
is this hard for you this week?
What are you doing?
I'm breaking
iTunes 5
down.
if you like us, 4 if you don't.
I looked at our reviews on iTunes, and we have 70 reviews out there.
We try to get those,
like actual reviews,
and we still have a 5-star rating.
That absolutely amazes me, and I feel the sudden urge to thank people for doing that, because they don't have to do that.
It made me feel good.
If someone went out there and wrote us a new review that just said, these guys are top notch, they're a huge deal, they're going to be the biggest thing, huge.
And guys,
well, the consistent message in the reviews is everybody thinks we're good friends.
Oh. When do we break the news?
Bubble burst.
I don't know how to tell you this. And I hate Sean.
Burst.
I don't know how to tell you guys this, but I'm feeling a giveaway. And I just dropped it on you cold right now.
We can give away an opened Master Chief E3.
That's funny.
E3 special.
It's going down. We're going to give away something. Stay tuned.
Oh, all right. Fun update from Sean on that one.
All right, money bags.
Yeah. Okay. I got $10,000 in the bank.
It's going to be great.
It's going to be the
greatest giveaway ever.
Tell your friends. We won the election. Wait, what?
As always, you can write in your thoughts and opinions to weeklygamechat@gmail.com or at Twitter, which is @weeklygamechat, or on Facebook @weeklygamechat. Until next time, John, you're not going to be here next week.
That's the rumor.
And
I hear there's going to be somebody in my house.
Yeah, Penny's going to really, really cause a lot of emotional distress for someone in your house.
We should record at John's house.
That'd be funny if I brought my computer over.
That'd be so great. So we're here at John's house this week, and let's go to the kitchen. Cumin! There's cumin everywhere!
Look at this. This is way too much cumin. You only need a bottle this big, John.
My wife loves cumin.
Your wife.
Hey, Sean.
Whoa. Ball dropped.
Your wife.
Too late. Until next time, I'll simply say game on, John.
Game on, Christopher.
Game on, John.
Game on, Johnny Chris.
Game on, Johnny Bear.
Well, everyone knows in the neighborhood that you guys said that to each other, so that's nice. Your mom's box.
Peace out, everybody.
Thug life, because I'm a thug.